Kevin Durant ripped the NBA for ripping the refs. We put rips and blasts in our headlines all the time. So Kevin Durant blasts the NBA for ripping the refs, or is it Kevin Durant rips the NBA for putting the NBA refs on blast?
Both of those.
They all work, right?
It's rips, blast, exposes. How we use exposes. Kevin Durant exposes the NBA for ripping the refs.
I think he's got a good point here. And I say that because this only creates problems. When they first announced that they're going to release ref reports the next day, and this is all what it's in relation to is, yeah, Kevin Durant got fouled. We know that. We understand that. He knows that. Would he have made the shot he thinks he would have? What do you want him to say? No, I think I would have had like a 52% chance of making it. It's like, no, dude, of course you would.
Right.
I love when the people ask him like, oh, that's a dumb answer. Like, you don't know if you're going to make it. Okay. Well, according to the best shooter in the league is shooting around 50, 52, 53%.
Right, absolutely.
Especially not from 3, 45, 46, 47%. So that's what the chances were that he made it, mathematically. However, it's Kevin Durant, and I want to believe that, sure, if he got a clean look, it possibly would have went in.
I think so.
He's pretty good. In general, as the internet always says, Reddit always says, Kevin Durant is good at the basketball.
He is good at the basketball. I've seen him dribble it.
So here's some quotes. The refs didn't lose us that game. We lost that game. We could have been better. I think it's bull. Can't say it because of monetization. That the NBA threw the refs under the bus like that. Just move on. Don't throw the refs under the bus like that, because the next game, that group of refs or whoever it is are going to come out and they're going to ref that game. They're going to be tense when they're reffing the game, and they're going to be trying to call the play every night. They're going to be trying to be perfect without just going and out and relaxing and making the right call. So his point is why are we throwing the refs under the bus? The refs are already the most criticized group in all of sports.
Absolutely.
More so than coaches, star players. Maybe not. LeBron James might get criticized more than the rest. But LeBron, just think about it though. Like this is my opinion. I'm curious if you agree with this, or if you disagree, which is totally fine too. I don't think you could ever blame the refs, save for one situation, the 2002 Western Conference Finals, because that was rigged, which in your favor for the Lakers. But I don't think you can ever blame the refs because the game is not one play. It's not 24 seconds. If Kevin Durant makes a shot, the Warriors win. If he doesn't, they lose. No, there's 50 possessions on each side, especially in basketball, sometimes more. And you have different opportunities and different spots to win the game. That when it comes down to the last call, that doesn't define the whole game. It just makes it easier to spotlight, well, he got fouled. I was always in the camp that I'd rather them not call it, rather them not call it more than they actually do call it, especially in crunch time or in the playoffs. Let them play. I'm in the Jeff Van Gundy camp.
I'm two things with that. One, I agree. If it's a questionable call, don't call it.
Don't call it.
Because, and the only reason I say that is because momentum can shift.
Yes, it can.
So a call can help or facilitate a shift in momentum in a game. So I understand from a fan's perspective, you see the game and you go, oh, that changed the momentum of the game, whether that's a call in the third quarter or at the end of the fourth quarter or whenever it is, like that sort of thing can change the momentum of a game, and that can impact the game on the whole, impact the player. If a player is super hot, they call a foul on him or a bad foul on him or a travel or something that kind of interrupts their flow, then things change. On the other hand, you don't want that one, you can't point like this just one play changed the entire game. There is an entire game going on. So I understand in that perspective. So I guess I'm a little bit in both camps because on one side I don't want to blame it on the refs, but a bad call can impact especially the end of the game when time's running out. That's when those sort of calls have a bigger impact.
So like the big thing too that you see a lot in the NBA is anytime a player goes to the rim for a game winner, a lot of the time that doesn't get called. There's a lot. Oh, and by the way, look close enough, you will always find contact. And I mean always find contact.
Absolutely.
Where I get frustrated is where they call if the arms are straight up in the air and Kemba Walker bounces 15 feet off a big. It's because Kemba Walker is half the size of Hassan Whiteside. It's called physics. Like, it's not like Kemba Walker is the unstoppable force in that situation.
He's not Shaq.
He's going to bounce up. So, of course, there's contact, but was there intentional movement? And there's a lot that goes into it. So I think the ref report should be released to the refs. Internal memos. Don't let it leak anywhere. Like, if they get a call wrong, they should know. But one of the things the NBA does very well, and some sports don't do this, the NFL actually just started, and they're only doing it for some. NBA refs, it's a full-time job. You get benefits, you get a salary, as you should, for your job. It makes you better at your job usually if you're treated well or compensated
absolutely.
fairly. The NFL didn't do that. So you had guys who were working other jobs, and then they'd come in on Sunday and go like, well, what do I have to really lose? I'm not really getting treated fairly in this situation.
Right.
So if I throw a flag, I don't care. I'm not going to watch the tape the next day. You want refs to watch as much game tape as the players. So, I mean, and then, of course, there's always the problem with, like, well, DeMarcus Cousins, he gets called too many times as it is because there's narratives and the refs are out to get him. Possibly, who knows? Did you see the ejection and the non-ejection?
Yeah, the non-ejection.
That's like the weirdest thing. One of the weirdest things I've seen in the NBA.
Yeah, it's a tough. As a referee
it's tough.
is a tough job.
It's not a fun
and,
job.
like, there's so much responsibility on you, especially if you see a call and, like, do you make the call? Or is it, do you let them play? Did it really impact the shot even though he did hit them?
Right.
Like you have to, like there's all these things, all these factors that you have to go through in your head because you don't want to be the referee that's calling every single contact.
If you're a referee with a name, then you're usually not good at being a referee or you're the most criticized. There's never been a referee who goes, I'm just going to make a Bob Black Tile. What a great ref, man. I'm so excited to see this group on the floor.
Right.
My favorite, I'm watching the Timberwolves and the Lakers tonight because my favorite group of refs is out there and just, great call. That's it right there. That's what I signed up for. It's what I paid to be here for.
That never happens.
It's never happened.
But at the same time, there should be, I think should be, if you see somebody ref in the game, they're like, okay, all right, we're cool with these. Like, at least be cool with these guys.
Right.
You don't even have that. Most of the time, if a referee's name is recognized,
so bad.
It's like because the fans hate him. Or her, I shouldn't say him or her.
Yeah,
they hate that referee, which kind of sucks. But that goes to the nature of the job. Like if your team loses, you're not going to like the refs, regardless.
It's so true. If I'm correct on the job description, it says be prepared to be hated.
Yes, screamed at, called names.
Be prepared to have to wear zebra pinstripes.
Yes.
Be prepared to have a Fox 40 whistle.
Yeah. Be prepared to be questioned about your ability to see.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, Kevin Durant's point is sound. I like when players open up about this. I like that Kevin Durant's defending the nature of it.
He's defending the refs, letting people know that refs is a hard job, and I think his point more than anything, I think, is that it's not going to change the outcome of the game.
That's it. That's exactly.
If it changed the outcome of the game, I think more people would be open to it.
I agree with Kevin Durant. I think Jacque agrees with Kevin Durant here. Man, the NBA is fun. And now that we're in people say like the NBA season starts after Christmas. The NBA season has been going for 32 games, and they've been fantastic. Although tough, I did watch the Lakers-Jazz game yesterday. It was a tough D'Angelo. It was a good-looking shot. It just fell like 13 feet short. All right.
13? Yeah.
13 feet, 13 inches. Like, favorite, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out Jacque on youtube.com/Cousteau, at Cousteau on the Twitter. He's on the Snapchat, the Instagram. He made it easy. It's the same across all. And as for us on TYT Sports, Facebook, Twitter. As for Pluto, we'll see you next week.